Good morning. My name is Kirk Miller and I'm the Superintendent of Bozeman Public Schools, and I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome back the Bozeman Public Schools education team to the 2011-12 school year. We in fact are world-class schools serving a world-class community, and I'd like to share with you some of what happened over the summer, the work of the district around the long-range strategic plan, and help set the tone for the launch of a great school year, welcoming back our students so that we can all continue our work together to improve student learning. I'd like to reference our long-range strategic plan, and we have made such great progress in creating a culture of meaningful change that is making a difference for our students. Our background in the 4 years that we've been using the long-range strategic plan as a tool are some things that I'd like to show you on the website so that you have them for reference and can share with others. We also have created what I believe are some very effective reporting mechanisms that are transparent and show the accountability of our school district to the public, whether it be our community or the greater part of the nation or the world that are paying attention to the work that we're doing. All of this information is found on our website, and so if you click to get to our website, you can see that our home page has on the left-hand side lots of information about what we do, but one of the tabs is this long-range strategic plan, and when I click on that you can see the new arrangement of how this is put together, and also breadcrumbs along the way so that you can get back and forth between different parts of the website. So if I look at the work that we did last year, I could click on Long Range Strategic Plan 2010-11 and it would come up and show me all of the different things that we worked on, from the balanced scorecard to our action plans and status reports and the annual report and the implementation framework at the beginning of the year. And if I go back then to the Long Range Strategic Plan tab here, you can see that it gets me back to sort of this home page that I would be able to navigate. If we look at the plan itself, I just want to point out to you that we are in, we're going to begin year number 4 of implementation of really 5 years of work on a plan that began back in 2006-07 with the Above and Beyond Community Engagement Project. And from that work of that group, we really found that our community had a list of about 300 items that they would like our school district to pay attention to in relationship to providing the best opportunities for our students. And so we were able to take that work and then, around the research of Jim Collins and Glenn Tecker, develop a year's worth of planning that went into what ultimately became the long-range strategic plan. Your school board at that time was deeply involved in what that looks like, as well as the leadership team in the school district taking those efforts from above and beyond and making sure that it works. What I have in front of you now is the actual plan that was developed, and you can see that there are some key terms that are here that are defined, and when I just kind of pan down on the page, I think this graphic tells a lot about the work that was done and the work that we continue to be involved in. In its simplest form, we looked out many years into the future, and we formed a core ideology for our school district, which exists of the core purpose and core values. And so you probably have seen, and you know many times, that Bozeman Public Schools, under our core purpose, exist to provide an outstanding education that inspires and ensures high achievement so every student can succeed and make a difference in the rapidly changing world community. That's part of our being. It's timeless, it's what we're about, and it's where we move, trying to move into the future. From there, we also established a big audacious goal, which is what we would want to be known for some 20 years in the future. Then we worked our way back, as we did in the planning mechanism, to scanning the environment using mega issues and discussions at the board level that really look at trends and assumptions that we might make 5 to 10 years into the future that lead us to policy making and continue to keep us on track, basically having the ladder lean against the right building before we start climbing the rungs of the ladder to reach where we want to be. And so all of this is making sure that the ladder is leaning against the right building and that it continues to be in the right place. The real work of the district and our team and all that we've done is around the 4 goals of the district to look at action planning and reporting on the 4 goals. So the purpose here is just to give you a foundation of what that looks like in our school district and give you a reference to be able to refer other people to. We have created a culture of meaningful change. That means our ability to look at what we need to do into the future and rally our team of 750 staff members to have an understanding that each one of your individual jobs is so very important to moving us into the future, tied to our long-range strategic plan and the core purpose and core ideology of the district. As we look at the future, we're moving to a culture of opportunity. So if we're going to remain competitive and be out there as a world-class school district, we're seeking opportunities that provide improved student learning for our students, and I think that's what you're going to see as we move into the 2011-12 school year. So what do we want to talk about for the couple minutes this morning? First of all, a review of the past, a grounding to the anchor of our heritage, and I think I just did that for you with the long-range strategic plan. Secondly, we would want to talk about the annual report. Just briefly, I'll give you an overview of what that looks like so that you can share with others. And then I want to spend a few minutes talking about the implementation framework for 11-12, which really paves the path on our journey. And built in with that are some new strategic objectives that will look at the 3 to 5 year planning horizon. And I really do want your feedback because it's important as we establish our plans for 11-12 that we have your feedback. And then, of course, it's always important to have some technical details. So the purpose of this video is to help our team with some of the technical details, how to get around, how to use the things that have been prepared so that you can share with others and make meaning of it yourself. So let me begin with the annual report. This was approved by the trustees on July 25th, 2011, after extensive work by the Long Range Strategic Planning Committee. Built in to help the readers, whether it be members of our team or community members or those, again, that are out there in the greater world environment that are interested in the work of Bozeman Public Schools. We've tried to make it very easy. And I think you'll find that there's a glossary and links, and then I even tried to establish, when we put this together, some status reports that would give you a real feel of the work that we're doing. And again, you go to our website, go to our web page, and you'd be able to review this. So if I click on that, our web page comes up again, and I could either go to the Long Range Strategic Plan and go into 2010-11 and look at that information, or up here under Latest News, there are really 3 areas that we have created because it's pertinent information that's relatively new, and that's the annual report and the framework for next year, and then our budget, which will operate. So all of these 3 things tie together. I'm looking at the annual report. So if I click on that, you can see that it comes up and it's a web page basically. I could click here and this report would come up in PDF form and I could print it out, and you would find that that's about 6 pages worth of information. But if I use the real power on the web to look at this report, you're going to find that it's really built for the reader to be able to dig as deep as they want to into the work of the district, or to stay up there at the 30,000 foot level. So if I stayed at the 30,000 foot level, you can see that there's an executive summary of what our progress is, and embedded in this are, anytime that there's green text and you click on it, you will see that there's a text box that comes up and the definition of that green text is there. That's to help any reader who might not know all of the terms that have been built here but really wants to dig into what we're working on. Other things that are there, anytime there's red underlined text, that is a link and it goes directly to another part of the work that we've been doing. So as I stay at the 30,000 foot level, you can see that we looked at the impact of the plan for 2010-11, and it gave an overview of some real technical things that were great successes during the year. And then further, there's some bullets here that really talk about action planning and great progress that was made on many action plans in the school district. Then as you pan down, you can see that there are action plans That's under our strategic objectives. We built action plans. A little further down, we talk about status reports, and that's the mechanism for reporting out on the action plans. The sum total of the action plans created in 2010-11, there were 157 of them, and you can go as deep as you want to take a look in detail at the work that was done around an area that might be really important to you. And that's the value of this plan. It allows you to go deep if you want to see what the work is. The report goes on to talk about the background, where we came, our history, how it got put together, and then really drills down to the progress that was made in 2010-11, defining all of the terms, and then finishes with the implementation framework, which we established at the beginning of the school year with the help of our team. So each one of these check marks were things that our team, all of you, had some input into around, development of a culture of meaningful change, what professional development looked like for our team, and seeking and providing opportunities to build effective relationships. And then the report itself just finishes up with some acknowledgments that this is submitted by myself on behalf of you, our entire education team. This is meant to be used as our work to keep our team informed and to reference others if they have questions. So the next thing that I really do want to take a look at is this draft framework, which once again is going to be on our web page. And really where we're headed is functioning in a culture of meaningful change while moving to a culture of opportunity for our school district, seeking out those things that are going to be of benefit to our students. There's real value in looking at opportunities that are consistent with personalizing the education for our students, and research-based pilots are certainly going to be encouraged, and we have many that are going to be built in to be established for this school year. Along the way, what we've done is we've established a new 3 to 5 year planning horizon, and leading to a restructure of our strategic objectives. And what I would want from our school district, our school team, is to really, from the beginning of the year, take a look at what that restructure looks like, because it was intended to create some real flexibility in your ability to action plan, but yet really allows us to focus our attention more on where we're headed in the next 3 to 5 years. So if I take a look at that implementation framework here, you can see that that's on our web page as well. And on our web page, when that comes up, very simply, the framework that I'm recommending that you take a look at is that we would function in a culture of meaningful change, and that we would move to creating a culture of opportunity in our district. And we'll be coming back to that as the year progresses. Our review then of that implementation framework allows us to continue functioning in a culture of meaningful change while moving to a culture of opportunity. And certainly there's value in looking at opportunities that are consistent with personalizing education for our students. And we're encouraging research-based pilots to be set up for this next year. And finally, establishing the new 3 to 5 year planning horizon as our long-range strategic plan continues to mature, allowing us a structure to operate and doing what we know are in the best interest of our students. Action planning. Well, if we have a new 3 to 5 year planning horizon and there's new strategic objectives, we really can work together during Student Achievement Related Day, which will be on September 21st, to use half of that day to write action plans that fit what you hope to accomplish as a school team for the children that are in your charge. Wow. That's a lot for the beginning of the year, and I appreciate attention over these few minutes. And I want to start by just thanking you for the great work that you do. There is no more noble profession, as I've said many times, than to work with the future of our community, our state, and our nation, and that's our children. And so the work you do, just by its nature, is above and beyond, and I want to thank you for what you do. I really appreciate hearing from you. Adding your thoughts to what this dialogue is. This is my email address, and certainly I'm available for any member of our team, and I'm certainly going to be out there on these first few days of school touching base with you to see how things went during the summer and to help re-engage all of us in this great mission of serving our students. Thanks a lot for listening, and I wish you a great 2011-12 school year.